Occasionally, you may enter the maintenance menu and see this message. The color touch panel is synchronized with a MicroSD card installed inside of the touch panel. This provides a way to back up and restore your touch panel. If you see this message, your touch panel is not in sync with the MicroSD card. The touch panel may not be reading the MicroSD card, or could just be out of sync with the card, possibly because the card has been changed or the app reinstalled. The two options listed explain that you can either restore the files that were previously backed up on the MicroSD card to go back to the settings you had previously. The second option is to back up the files currently on the touch panel to the MicroSD card, syncing you to the MicroSD card. Before selecting either of these options, the first thing I would do is reboot the touch panel. Press the power button and press OK to turn off the touch panel. Once the touch panel is powered down, disconnect it from power for about 10 seconds. Reconnect the touch panel and turn it back on. When you are back in the Flavor Burst app, press and hold the logo to enter the maintenance menu. If the message reappears, press the Synchronize Later button so we can decide whether to restore or back up your touch panel. Take a look at all your settings and see if everything is there. You can look at your flavors and any other settings you have. If you are missing any files, you could see this image of a folder instead of the actual image. If anything is missing or different than your normal settings, you may want to restore the files and settings from the internal MicroSD card to go back to previously saved settings. In this case, you can exit the app and re-enter to see the message again. You could also go to Backup and Restore in the left side panel to get the same two options. Press Restore Files and Settings from Internal MicroSD Backup to Touch Panel. If you checked out your settings and everything is the way you want it, you can just sync your existing settings to the MicroSD card by selecting Backup the files from Touch Panel to Internal MicroSD Backup. Your touch panel should now be synchronized to the MicroSD card. If you continue to get this message after syncing your MicroSD card, we should explore one other option. It is possible the card is not properly inserted in the internal card reader. One way to check this is to exit the app completely, press the app button, and go to ES File Explorer. Under the Local menu in the left side panel, you should see a section titled EXTSD. If that is not listed, the touch panel is not reading the MicroSD card. You would now want to open the touch panel and check the MicroSD card. With the touch panel disconnected from power and placed on a protective surface, remove the 9 screws from the touch panel. The back panel is connected to an internal antenna with an antenna wire. Be very careful when flipping the back panel over, or you may pull the antenna wire from the internal antenna. The MicroSD card is located here. If the card is not fully inserted, press the card to click the card into place. You may want to remove the card and press it back in just to make sure it is properly installed in the card reader. Now, just reattach the housing to the touch panel with the 9 screws, plug it in and turn it on. When you open up the Flavor Burst app and go to the maintenance menu, you may still get the message. If your settings are correct, press Backup Touch Panel to MicroSD card and press Synchronize Now. You should now be synced to the touch panel and the message should no longer appear.